Hey YouTube, how's it going? Well, this is a little late in coming, but it's my video response to Retribution Angel's Wargaming tag video, where he basically asking everyone just questions about themselves and how they found themselves where they are right now in the world of wargaming. His first question was, how did you get into wargaming? Well, I've gotten into it several times in my life, but how I first got into it, other than playing with Army men as a little kid, is somewhere around 1982 or 83. A friend's brother got the original Axis and Allies game, and we started playing. And when the Milton Bradley version came out, I was able to get myself a copy, and I've since bought it a couple times because I've worn the thing out, lost pieces, and needed to get new ones over again. Just have played with several friends. My wife loves the game, plays the game too, and has played it. You know, we played it in high school. I also played D&D and a bit of D&D and Marvel superheroes as well when I was younger, and then stopped that sort of stuff, but got back in, you know, around around the time Magic Ice Age for Magic the Gathering came out, so it was like somewhere around 95, I think, got into Magic the Gathering. And my current the current getting into wargaming was after, you know, Magic the Gathering. My son and I were at a mall. Actually, my family was at a mall, and my son, went by Games Workshop, and they had a thing, get a free Space Marine and painting lesson. So we went in, and he started painting, and we painted. He sat there for 2 hours and thought it was pretty cool. So bought the Battle for Skull Pass set, and that's basically how I got into wargaming and the hobby now. I also, you know, painted models, made models as a kid and as a hobby as well. So that's where I stand in the game. And the second question was, how long have I been into wargaming? Well, basically close to 30 years. 28, I guess, if 82. What war game and games do I play? What's your favorite? Well, Warhammer, Fantasy, and 40k. And still Axis and Allies. And some Magic the Gathering, if you want to include that. I do, but some won't. I'd say, well, Magic the Gathering, my wife likes to play that. Same with Axis and Allies, but 40k, because it's a little more of a game that both my son and I both can get our heads wrapped around. Fantasy is just a bit complex for him at this stage, I think, and for me too. Some of the stuff's a bit confusing. I have no problem admitting that. What armies do I play, and what's my favorite? Well, I got dwarfs, orcs in Fantasy and Bretonnian, and I have 40k and orcs in Fantasy. My favorite? I like the I like the dwarves in Fantasy, and Space Marines in 40k. What's my least favorite army? What would I never play? I haven't really given that a lot of thought. Don't think I never say never, but if I were, I'd say Necron are the least appealing to me, and then yeah, that's about it. What was my first army? Well, dwarves from the Battle Skull Pass, because my son got the goblins and orcs. Okay, what's the first kit I got? Well, Battle for Skull Pass was the first thing I got, but if kit other than that, after I got into it, the first kit was a dwarf bolt thrower. Why do you play and collect the army that you play? Well, I started off with dwarfs because I drew that straw when we bought the set, as I just said, and but otherwise, I mean, I will play any army that I get my hands on to get started painting, I guess. Just I'm not overly partial to any one thing. How much did you approximately spend on wargaming in your gaming life? How much do you spend a month? In my wargaming life, well, easily 5 digits. With hobby supplies and kits included, I'll say I'll average a little better than 100 a month. Probably closer to 150. Well, averaged out. Am I more of a gamer or a hobbyist? Definitely more of a hobbyist. That's what 90% of the time is the hobby. It's just my way of unwinding. Do I paint all my models? Question 11. Well, I aim to. Haven't yet. I've got more backlog than I've actually probably got painted. Question 12. How good of a painter are you on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 being Golden Damon standard. Well, I would have to say I can range from 6 to 8 on, or 6 to 9 actually on Cool Mini or not, which, I mean, I've had some models which I thought were pretty awesome and got 5s, and I've had some models which are pretty and I've got 8 or 9 on it, and it's like, you know, it all depends on how shaky I am that day. But I'd say an average I'm a 7.5, or 7, somewhere around there. That's all relative. Do you read White Dwarf or any other game mags regularly? None at all. 14. Do you stay updated on the game? Do you check all the new codex and frequently ask questions? I would say in Warhammer, yeah, I do. Online, mostly. Do you play more for fun or to win? Well, for fun, absolutely. If I played to win, I'd probably stick with something else because my record's not the best. Do you play in tournaments? Not anymore. I used to when I played Magic the Gathering regularly, but that's an expensive hobby. I spent way more money playing Magic than I did playing Warhammer. How good of a gamer are you in scale from 1 to 10? 10 being the best. Well, it depends on what you grade it on. If sportsmanship is important to you, I'm a really good gamer. I'm very sportsmanship-like. But as far as being a good game, as far as the skill in the game and understanding all the game completely in its entirety and all the nuances, I'd say a 6. Did I ever cheat in a game? Nope. May have inadvertently broke a rule or not followed a rule properly, but not intentionally. Do you sometimes get mad when you lose? Only if I made a stupid mistake that I should have realized then. Generally, no. Not so much if I lose the game, but if I just make a stupid mistake, I'm like, oh, why the heck did I do that? Are you a lucky gamer? Do you get lucky at dice rolling? It's 50-50. It's luck. I'd have to say yes and no. It's that I don't necessarily believe in being a lucky dice roller. Then there's someone else who posted a question added to Retri's questions. Why do I make movies or videos for YouTube? Predominantly not to show off my skills, because again, they're not the best, but I like to share my ideas on particularly on ideas on how to save money doing this hobby. Times are tough for a lot of people, and this isn't the cheapest hobby out there. There's definitely more expensive ones, but a lot of people who play this, a lot of people I know who play this, don't have the most disposable income, and anything that can help someone save money is definitely going to allow them to be able to buy more minis. As example, you know, I've done some videos on ideas on cheap plastic card, where to get that. Not trying to put hobby shops and game stores out of business, but there's definitely other alternatives, so you can go out and buy the minis, which are probably their highest margin items anyways. I've done videos on how to make your own paint. Those are the type of things I like to share, because those things help most gamers out there, because you save a few dollars. Like I do, I have a lot of Games Workshop paints, but I've also made a lot of paints, and honestly, I don't. Once I'm through a lot of these Game Workshop paints, as I've got my recipe down a little better, I don't think I'll be going out and buying their paints as frequently, unless there's a color that I just can't match. Maybe some of the metallics, but there's definitely ways to save money, and that money I save just goes into buying another army anyways, so they're not really losing anything, and I'm staying interested in the hobby. And I think if you're able to save money, you'll stay interested in the hobby more, because no one likes blowing all their cash on something and not having. If you can get more for your money, all the better. Anyways, I'm done with this ramble, and thanks for watching. And actually today, as I'm filming this video, this is 1 year that I've been on YouTube, and so far I'm at 47 subscribers. You guys rock. Any of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Post your comments, and I'll see you in some new videos. Cheers. Have a good one.